founder and former CEO of Tingo companies charged with securities fraud. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this content. Stay with me as we go through the 7-page indictment according to the SEC, and I'll give you a Nigerian man's perspective on what I think about the case. Please note that these are still allegations. Dozie MMOBUOSI, who is the former CEO of Tingo companies, has not been found. He's still at large, as we know. Please consider everything in this indictment as an allegation. Dozie MMOBUOSI is going to have his day in court, where he will have a chance to corroborate or refute the charges. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's do a deep dive into the 7-page indictment from the SEC. Damian Williams, who is the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and James Smith, the Assistant Director in charge of the New York Field Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, announced the unsealing of an indictment charging Odogwu Banye MMOBUOSI, aka Dozie MMOBUOSI, with securities fraud, making false filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and conspiracy charges. As of today, MMOBUOSI is still at large. According to Damian Williams, who said Dozie MMOBUOSI allegedly orchestrated a massive scheme to inflate Tingo Group's financial statements and make it appear as though the cellular and agriculture companies he founded were profitable and cash-rich companies, when in fact they were not. With this indictment, MMOBUOSI's alleged deceitful scheme comes to an end. According to the allegations contained in the indictment unsealed in Manhattan Federal Court and court filings, from at least in or about 2019 through in until about 2023, Odogwu MMOBUOSI orchestrated a scheme to enrich himself by falsely representing that Nigerian companies he founded, Tingo Mobile and Tingo Foods, were operational, profitable businesses generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, respectively. MMOBUOSI then sold Tingo Mobile and Tingo Foods to companies listed in the United States, including Tingo Group, listed on NASDAQ as ticker symbol TIO, and Agric Fintech Holdings, traded in the over-the-counter markets under ticker symbol TMNA. You'll recall I talked about that in my previous video. I'll put the link in the description down below so you can click on that video. Please watch it. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please share, please like, please comment. Let's get back to it. As a result, MMOBUOSI caused Tingo Group and Agri Fintech to issue financial statements that falsely portrayed Tingo Mobile and Tingo Foods to be cash-rich, revenue-generating companies, when in fact they were not. MMOBUOSI then looted Tingo Group and Agri Fintech by misappropriating cash from those companies and engaged in well-timed sales of their shares at inflated prices, generating millions of dollars of profits from his scheme. Now, MMOBUOSI has been charged with 1 count of conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison, 1 count of securities fraud under Title 15, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, and 1 count of making false filings with the SEC, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. The maximum potential sentences in this case are prescribed by Congress and are provided here for information purposes only, and as any sentencing of the defendant will be determined by a judge. Now, I'd like to say here that the charges contained in the indictment are merely accusations, and the defendant, who is Dozie MMOBUOSI, is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. So, if you recall, Dozie MMOBUOSI was charged on the 18th of December initially, and what has changed since then? So what we do know since then is that he's now been, the difference between the 18th of December and now is that the FBI has now announced the unsealing of the indictment, charging him with securities fraud. So you stay with me on this, in this story. It's still developing. I'm sure we'll hear more from the SEC. We'll hear more from the United States Attorney's Office, and we'll also hear more from Dozie MMOBUOSI as well. Dozie MMOBUOSI as well, as this story continues to unfold. It's a very interesting story. And if you like my content, please subscribe, like, share my comment. If you have anything you want to share with me, please do. If you want me to cover something, please do. Dozie MMOBUOSI actually did comment on the 22nd of December, where he said he would resolve allegations by United States SEC, which stands for Securities and Exchange Commission, within the appropriate legal framework. And he said he's pretty much said that the allegations are baseless, adding that he'll contest them with unwavering resolve. This complaint implicates Mr. MMOBUOSI alongside 3 other company entities. As this matter is currently under legal scrutiny and following the advice of legal counsel, Mr. MMOBUOSI will refrain from making any further public statements regarding this issue. And Mr. MMOBUOSI said he is committed to cooperating with the legal process to ensure a thorough and fair examination of the facts, which he believes will ultimately lead to his exoneration. So watch this space. It's just the second day of January 2024, and I will be following this case to its conclusion. If a trial is set, any further comments from Dozie MMOBUOSI or his legal team, any further comments from the US SEC team or the district office in New York, I'll be updating this channel and this video. I'll be doing subsequent videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.